Corrales, Boston Sports Journal. Ime, in that fourth quarter, it seemed like you guys really got caught up in the officiating there, and that's when things started to unravel. Is that what did you see there?
I think there was a little bit of that throughout the game, so not necessarily only in the fourth, but probably something we shouldn't do as much, and we all did too much.
George's side.
Brian Robb, Mass Live. Offensively, you guys really struggled there for a big chunk of the fourth quarter. I know Jalen and Jason pretty much played that whole second half. Did you feel like fatigue-wise it was kind of showing up there in terms of the kind of offense you guys were creating, or was it something else that you're seeing?
Could have been. We ran them obviously a longer stretch to get back in the game in the third. Looked like our decision-making waned a little bit in the fourth, and could have been from that. We weren't getting a whole lot of production off the bench. Went with them a little bit longer, being that they got us back in it and tried to use the timeouts for their rest. But we got away from a little bit of what got us back in the game in the third, and decision-making and fatigue could be a part of it, the reason why.
By 10, so we still don't have a game in this series decided by single digits. It is the first back-to-back wins in the finals by either team as the Warriors now improve themselves to 11-1 on their home floor. Boston suffers their first back-to-back losses of the postseason as they lose following another loss for the first time this spring. Wiggins, you heard Draymond talk about his evolution from the time he arrived here. He was a number 1 overall pick. Obviously, the talent was there. Maybe the expectations were too much in Minnesota. Different culture, different franchise. What do you think has changed most about Andrew Wiggins as he's matured here and played alongside these champions?
He's matured, played alongside champions, but he's also learned from champions. I mean, when you play alongside Steph, Clay, you see their work habits. You see their work ethic. You understand what, being a champion is all about. You walk into, these rooms and you got Steve Kerr talking to you. And then they give you confidence, right? Not only do they give you confidence, but then they start telling you how to win. They give you the know-how. They give you the knowledge. So, yeah, he has the talent and he has the athletic ability, but did he have the really intellect and knowledge base to be a champion in this league? And you don't get that until you go to school, man. I'm sorry. You have to learn, right? And being here in Golden State, being in the final 6 out of 8 times, this team, being around Draymond, Clay, Steph, getting that knowledge, getting that understanding gives you the confidence now that you can come out and use your talent. You can use your skills to play on the championship stage.
So if he's in school, take me through his graduate level night here in Game 5.
Oh, yeah, graduate with honors, no question. I mean, just fantastic, really on both ends of the floor. Has the task of playing defense on Jason Tatum, and then offensively, not settling. I mean, attacking early on in the first quarter, just getting into the paint. That's not an easy shot, but he's in attack mode. He's not settling. And then just turning the corner, getting to the rim, high percentage. He gives him a different dimension as a guy who's 6'8", athletic, can put it on the floor, get his own shot. And then the active hands on defense, creating turnovers, getting out in transition, and just kind of just waltzing down the lane for the easy 2 in transition. And then once again, he can get the ball and go and create his own shot in transition. Really, he, Steph, and Jordan Poole are the 2 guys or 3 guys that can do that. And coming from the weak, just complete basketball right there. On-ball defense, weak side defense, active hands in the passing lanes, shooting the 3, which he didn't shoot well tonight, but attacking mid-range, getting to the rim, getting to the free throw line, and then just fitting in. As you guys were talking earlier, coming over from a new team, a different style, how they played in Minnesota. Now you finally get this team fully healthy and sort of fitting in, but also standing out, like being who you are. And I think they've allowed him and they've encouraged him, empowered him to play his game on both ends of the floor. And he has really been the difference there, I think, as that sort of second option. Clay's still working his way, getting his timing, having been off for so long. But to see Andrew Wiggins on both ends of the floor playing big, not just this series, but against Dallas as well, it has been huge for this ball club.
I give Wiggins a lot of credit because he's able to transition into a role that he
didn't originally have when he first came into this league. Minnesota, he was supposed to be a franchise carrier, and they asked him to score. And a lot of guys, when you say, hey, man, we want you to play a winning role, how bad do you want to win? And you see guys say, I want to win. Well, we need you to do this. No, I don't want to win like that. And this is a guy that's averaged 23, 24 points per game in this league. So you tell that guy, hey, you're only going to average 15. You're not going to get as many shots. Oh, yeah, and on most nights we want you to go guard the toughest guy. Some guys, they're not going to sign up for that, or they're going to push back a little bit. There's going to be a little bit of an attitude, or they might not embrace that role. Wiggins from the very jump has almost been like, what do you guys need from me? And I'll fill that role for this team. He's done that. I give him a lot of credit for that. I love where he is right now. And it's almost like an Andre Iguodala situation where when you look at Andre Iguodala when he was supposed to take over for Allen Iverson in Philly, that didn't work. Then he had to go to Denver and then come to Golden State to find his home. Same situation here. Wiggins was supposed to be that cornerstone in Minnesota, didn't really work out. Now he's in Golden State on a championship-level team, and he's found his home.
Wiggins got his all-star nod here in Golden State. Now he's got a chance to win a championship here as well.
Yeah, Matt, some guys, as Brendan said, they when you talk about winning, they want to be part of a winning team, but they want to be the reason for winning, and he's accepted his role and understands he's not going to be the reason, but he's going to be a part of. And that's when you have a great team. That's when you have a great organization. And Draymond Green, being, a part of, not necessarily the reason, but they got a collectiveness that happens here. And it's beautiful to watch when they play together, and now they're developing players.
Well, regardless of who you root for, it's always interesting when the parts come together, and think of Drew Holiday as well. From all-star early in his career, kind of bounced around a little bit, found his place in Milwaukee, and was a huge star in the finals last year on the way to the Bucks win. Speaking of Andrew Wiggins, we expect him to pop by and
the recovery. Just take me through what you saw from him, and are you shocked that he's doing what he's doing now?
I'm not shocked at all. I think, G is someone who works, and, he wouldn't be in this position if he didn't work the way that he does. And to see him bounce back from the injury like he did, it's like he just picked up right where he left off at, which is what he's done all year. He's defended. He's gotten putbacks. He comes up with loose balls. He's knocked his corner threes down. And, he's been absolutely huge. You're talking a guy who made this team as the 15th man and then became a key part of our rotation. So it's no surprise that he had the game that he had, and that, he's had the impact on this series that, we all hoped that he would get back, because we knew that he could have that impact.
Hi, Draymond. Janie McCauley from AP. Following up on Malika's question just about Wiggins, when did you see this determined grit and confidence on both ends just start to really reveal itself? I mean, that didn't happen right away.
Well, no, that didn't happen right away. I think he, started to fill it out, but coming into this year, he was an all-star starter for a reason. He defended very well. He scored the ball very well, and really just plugged right in. Like, it wasn't like, oh, you need to call a set for him every time. He's just kind of been getting it. And, he's continued to do that. And I think the bigger the challenge has been that we've thrown in front of him, the better he's responded. And that's a guy like that. That's a guy, you want a guy like that, that, when the stakes get big, they respond and they play their best basketball, and that's what he's been doing.
Last question for Draymond. Sam on the right.
Sam Amick, The Athletic. Dre, you've spent a lot of your career after wins talking about how amazing Steph is. Is it a different kind of satisfaction when it's a night like tonight? And especially after Game 4, you all talked about needing to help him.
No, I don't think there's a different type of satisfaction. A win is a win, whether Steph gets 43, 10, and 4, or whether